Well, now, Saturday night at the movies with Tony Slattery.
Hello, and welcome to the last program in the present series. Later, we go behind the screens to report on the work of the casting director and talk to Rob Lowe about his new movie and his recent real-life experiences with sex, lies, and videotape. But first, Danny De Vito. Earlier this week, I met up with the actor-director who was in town to celebrate the release of his new movie, The War of the Roses, the latest in a long line of successes.
I mean, he's a goofball. I'm stealing this stone. I'm not trying to romance it out from under her. Go ahead. Give me a reason. Make my year.
Danny, you're a much more versatile actor than many people give you credit for. But you always seem to be playing these rather manic sleazeball characters.
Well, I think the manic sleazeball attraction comes from the dark, twisted mind that I possess.
They threw me in a jail, filled with rejects from the communicable disease ward. Every wacko, drippy, open-sword lowlife was in that joint.
Michael Douglas said you're a sick man.
Yeah, but it takes one to know one. See, I mean, Michael is about the sickest person that ever walked the face of the earth. I love him dearly. He tortured me on every movie we ever worked on. And now in The War of the Roses, I get him back. See?
Yeah. You once said that true comedy comes from deep despair. Could you...
I said that?
You did, yes. Could you explain that?
You're depressing the hell out of me. No. I mean, who knows what makes something funny?
What or who makes you laugh?
Oh, I'm a big fan of the banana peel, you know. But, Woody makes me laugh. Stanley Kubrick makes me laugh. Fellini makes me laugh. Bergman.
He's a hoot.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Hee-haw. Hats in the air, babe. Boy, when that guy comes out in that black outfit with the white face, don't it just knock you out? God damn.
On a more serious note, tell us about your upbringing.
Actually, I was born in New Jersey. I lived in Asbury Park until I was 22 when I went to New York to study acting. I was aiming for the cinema, so I started studying in the early 60s and started making Super 8 films. And in 73, I made my first 16-millimeter film. And it was a very, very exciting time.
What do you regard as your biggest acting break?
In 1974, I got the part of Martini in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I was doing a lot of off-Broadway work and off-Broadway work in Manhattan. And since it was a very successful picture, it was instrumental in bringing me out to California, which is where I wanted to wind up in the first place. There was a period of time between 1975 and 1979 where I did, it wasn't a lot of work. I was still pursuing my directing career. And then in 79, Taxi came along.
Everyone who knows her thinks she's beautiful because God gave her beauty on the inside.
Good, because you gave a Swamp Thing on the outside.
So what was your first major directing job?
I think the first major directing job was I directed an episode of Taxi. I hadn't directed anything as uptown as that. You know what I'm saying?
So do you prefer one to the other, acting or directing? And it's a large question.
I really love acting, and I want to work with, as many filmmakers as I can sucker into hiring me. As far as directing, the boss is the director. He does what he wants, right, wrong, or what. So, it's all, but everybody gets to contribute.
But you have final control, and that's what you like.
You bet. Control is where it's at.
And now your new film, The War of the Roses, reunites you with Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas.
It is a movie that I always looked at as a cautionary tale. It's a movie with very strong themes, love turned to hate, you know, and it spans 17 years of the lives of Oliver and Barbara Rose. And I am the narrator of the movie, and I tell you the story. It's very funny, but it's very, very dark and very striking and maybe shocking.
I want a divorce.
No, you don't. You can't have one.
When I look at you lately, I just want to smash your face in.
Smash my face. Smash my face?
To get to direct this movie was like pulling teeth, you know what I'm saying? It was like, first of all, you know, the studios didn't want to make the picture, you know, because of the fact that it has a unconventional, you know, thing and the ending. Okay, so when finally they agreed, yes, the part of the lawyer who I play, Gavin, had one scene in the middle of the picture, and, you know, there was no way in hell that Danny De Vito, the director, could talk Danny De Vito, the actor, into playing such a minor role. So it had to be expanded, you see? And since it is the way of Hollywood, see, I talked him into expanding the role. Of course, you have to understand, I've been sleeping with him for 45 years.
Besides money. What would it take to get you to help me, Gavin?
Now, put your shoes on, Barbara. I haven't been into feet since '82.
Have you ever made angry love?
Is there any other way?
Does it present any difficulties when you're directing personal friends?
No, because you can really abuse them. I mean, because that's even better. I mean, one of the fantasies I had was that I would put them 35 feet in the air on a chandelier, and then turn to the company and say, "Oh, let's lunch a half hour." And just get them out of there. Did I already tell you that story?
No.
Oh, good.
Ah, the exhausting business of film promotion clearly taking its toll on Mr. De Vito.